Oh, baby Ragnar, let me get some water because I know you're thirsty. I brought you straight in here from the dog. Did you get in a fight? Oh, baby boy. Oh, my love. What's going on? Did they pick on you? I really don't... I can't do this out there. I wish I could. Because, oh my god, I poured the whole thing. Now you're going to have to pee, too. But man, yeah, you got some... Why would you be wet? It's like... I don't know what that is, slobby. Oh, baby. That scared me. I don't want you to get hurt. Why are they coming over here? What is up with them? Why do they gotta mess with you? Picking fights with the new boy in town? That's not cool, huh, baby? You okay? Well, my Raggy was in a rumble. It scared the fuck out of me. Because what's-his-face heard them. I went to go get the paperwork. Let me see, make sure I got it. Well, I have to go back in there anyways. I left my bag out and everything. Yeah, I guess I don't have it. Well, but Raggy, couldn't, we heard him and there was like a dog fight going on and it was my Raggy. Oh my goodness. Poor baby. He probably just, Raggy's he's a fun guy. He just probably wanted to be friends. Here he is, he's a puppy. Oh, my poor baby. Let me make it comfortable for you. Oh god, everything's, oh my god, this is, I have no room. Alright, I cover that. At least make it decent. Alright, I'm gonna go back in the house and get what I need to get. I don't like moving. Oh, I have a hard floor I can put down. Oh my goodness. I was out today, and Raggy was left here. Oh man, I was gone for at least 3 hours. Went to the county office to see what was happening with the food money. Because I am so broke. Like, I have nothing. Nothing. I really don't. I have nothing but bills, grief, and heartache. And Raggy. Makes up for everything. And me. So, you know, I'd bet on us. For sure. Oh, I'm gonna move this, okay. Trying to make room. But, I went to the county office, was able to pick up some mighty fine resources, and tomorrow I got a call now. One was, like for an attorney, like a property attorney. I guess that's what they call them. And, that's exactly what I need. Property attorney. Because there's a fight going on for my house. From my family. That's so sad. But at least I want to be, not at least, but what I want is just a fair shot. And in order just to get a fair shot and be like seen by a judge, that requires money, lawyers' fees, attorneys. I have nothing. Oops, the light went out. But yeah, I thought it went out. But yeah, I have nothing, and it's just, it's not a small feat because I'm behind property taxes, $11,000, and I believe we have a eviction date by my mother. I think it's 60 days, so like less than 2 months, because it was the time clock's ticking. So eviction notice in 60 days, and I believe that's about. My daughter has all the information, and she was never really one to pass it over, but she for the property tax. So I'm assuming they're both around the same time. So not only do I have to pay delinquent property taxes, because the house would be. The house is paid off. I paid the house off. I paid it off a few years ago, actually. I've been living here myself. I'm with my kids for 20 years. I pretty much live not really a badge of honor, but kind of, at least in this circumstance. I've lived here I'm about 54 years old, and I've lived here like over 20 years with my babies. And I grew up here, so I left here when I was 17. So it's that 37. Is that 37? Oh shoot, 20. Yeah, 37. 37. Oh, I came back when I had my first daughter, so 37. Maybe I stayed here till she was about 30, probably 4, because 4 years, because I was pregnant. 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. So 41 years. So I really didn't spend, I moved around, at least, thank God. And I lived in Port Hueneme, Los Alamitos. I lived in Barstow, Port Hueneme, and in Grand Terrace. All of them are beautiful, beautiful areas. My work moved me around. I was a photographer and just opening up new studios, and then I became a merchandiser. And I had my baby girl. I had one daughter. I was a single mom. And, man, she had the most beautiful shoe collection. Oh, my God. They had the cutest shoes. It was freaking adorable. And she dressed so cute. And I would get clothes, like, matching to me. And I remember in Cypress, California, there was a Target there. It was the first time I ever saw a gender restaurant. I'm like, what does that mean? And this was back 89, 90, like 1992. And they had the gender bathrooms. Isn't that crazy? Progressive, I would guess. But yeah, this was back in Cypress, not Cypress Hills, just Cypress. That was actually when Cypress Hills was out. Yeah, I lived in Los Alamitos, didn't have a car, never rode a city bus before. Me and my baby girl get on the bus and go to Target down off Catella, and I'm sure it was just down off Catella, maybe by Beach. And when we're done at Target, walk out, it's dark, and I'm waiting at the bus stop, waiting. Target starts to close. And then I think I just ran into someone, and I'm waiting at the bus stop. They're like, are you waiting for the bus? I'm like, yeah, it's taking a long time. They're like, oh, the city bus stops early. Like, I don't know what time it was, but way before the store closed, which is ludicrous, right? That's insane. People like me, I had no idea. And that's as far as that memory goes. I have no idea how I got back. I lived in Los Alamitos, and it was a ways away. Well, especially on the city, I have no idea, because I didn't know anybody. Yeah, I don't know how I got back. I was able to do a lot of my work too, because I managed it and I was opening up studios. So I was able to be flexible with my hours, and started her in preschool. So while she's in preschool, I went to preschool a lot with her too, but I was able to work a lot. So, and I could do some work at home. And I did it. I had a very cute what are those called? Those townhomes, 2 stories. I vaguely remember even what it looked like. But before that, Grand Terrace? Grand Terrace was pretty too, and that was just a 1-bedroom apartment. Dang, and now all my studios are no longer there. And I worked in Hesperia. I actually had a house in Hesperia. It was a 3-bedroom house. And the people who lived there, oh man, it was a family. You could tell it was family. You could feel the familyness. The way everything was arranged. It had like a barbecue grill, I don't know if they build it themselves, what you call it, but it was nice, and it had like a brick oven, and it had a little stage. I don't know what the stage was for, but I used it for my baby girl, and I'd call it a stage, and we'd go up there and perform. And I had a tree house that they built into the tree, so it's not like you had to climb a ladder or struggle to get in there. It literally had steps. It was amazing. And I had a lot of beautiful trees and grass and shrubberies, and it was nicely landscaped. So, but I worked a lot. That was the only. My baby girl was little. She was like the end of kindergarten, going into preschool. Or no, she was already in preschool. She's like preschool, 1st grade, about, yeah. But and I went to school with her. I babied her. I babied all my kids. And that part of me still feels, I still feel guilty for working. And it's not like, and she was actually fine with it, because I was staying at my brother's house. And he and his wife had 2 girls, my nieces, that were just a couple years older than my daughter, Tabitha. So she grew up very close with her cousins. And that alone was an incredible childhood. She was very close, and they were silly girls. And she was happy, and I had a live-in babysitter. My sister-in-law, they're old, not old. My brother's like maybe 6 years older than me. But what they did, 20, 30 years ago, I'm sure they're still doing the same. Every day, they were just like clockwork. And some would say, oh, that's a beautiful thing. But I always thought, damn, I could look at the time and know exactly what they're doing. They watched a lot of TV, the same shows every day. I never really saw them talk or get along. My brother would do all the cleaning and a lot of the cooking. They both worked. She had her Bible studies on Wednesday, and it's still the same. They do the same thing, like clockwork, same jobs, same positions. And this is like 10, 20, 30 plus years, and it's all the same. But I'm not judging. It just makes me, you can't help but think, It gets my mind wondering, because that's a far cry from my life. It was out of control. I was married, but not when my ex-husband was incarcerated. That was when I got to, I had to work 3 jobs, 72 hours a week. So no lie, it was a lot of work. And I had four children, and they're little. Like my youngest at the time, Isabella, she was 3 years old, heading into preschool. Then I had, preschool's 2 years, so she was first year preschool, and my middle son, Adrian, he was, 2nd year preschool, and he was a big baby. I had to go with him all the time. My baby girl, she had no fear. She just dove right in. And my oldest son, my Christian, God rest his soul, he would have been like 1st grade probably, or kindergarten. And then my oldest, she was like probably middle school, like the later age of middle school. And, you know, when I'm busy like that, oh man, I'm organized. I'm organized and structured, and I have direction, I have plans, I know what I'm doing. Like, I was so organized where all their kids' toys were all categorized, and these are like 4 kids. Like, all the Barbie dolls went together. Actually, I had shelves on the wall that went around the whole ceiling. It surrounded the whole room, and it was all the Barbie girls standing, so they all looked so pretty. And like, Legos had their own little clear container, because I've always volunteered at the preschools, and I like their setups, like the clear boxes, and the shapes go here, and I love learning toys and singing with the babies and playing, and, you know, the kids. I love kids. Oh my Lord, I love kids, especially when they're mine, but in general, I love children and the elderly. They're pretty, those are my people. Everything else in between, geez, you can have them. I'm just kidding. But it's just a golden age for it's just a fantastic age for children and the elderly, because, you know, they value your time. They're not so mean, but they're honest, but not mean. And there's a lot of honesty and wisdom and just a neat perspective coming from both, you know, equally coming from both. There's so much to learn. And they're an untapped wonder. Like, I can see, you know, I'm very observant. I can be quiet and just observant. And there's so much value to them. And just so much goodness that they give you, and that you give back. And it's really sad, but it's more the fact that you give back. And that should already be a given. These, you know, they should be our most precious and sacred lives. You know, we should protect, our communities should come together and help raise and protect the children. You know what I mean? Like, look out for one another. Make sure if some kid doesn't have a jacket, you know, as a community, you know, get them a jacket. Help the mom out. Don't take kids from parents. If the parents are struggling, help them. Keep families together. You know, get rid of the family cycles or family, well, my mother-in-law used to call them curses. You know, I guess they do feel like a curse, but that's such a damned word. It just gives a lot of power to such negativeness. I would rather not even, I don't really, even though it may feel like a curse, you know, curses could be broken, but it's not a curse. It's just parents being, you know, kids being raised.